going on, my friends? Come straight on here. We have got the Grand Admiral and Mobile Gamer here, and we're going to try to keep it down a little bit, right? Because
you're going to get 4 noise violations today. 4 of them.
It's different when we're at the hotel room versus when we're in, like, your private residence.
Padme, you don't want Padme getting kicked out.
Padme's already got kicked out.
How's she going to explain that to Anakin?
I don't know.
According to stream, she's dead.
Oh, yeah. Great intro.
Oh, we had some amazing streaming earlier today. Be sure to check that out. If you want to really marathon it, go to Mobile Gamer's channel,
oh my God.
then Arnold's channel, then my channel.
Flawless grand arenas across the board.
It's at least 3 hours.
They were memorable. There was important
there were
stuff that
some key moments, some rage. I mean, we started chair flipping. We were like, crying with corset.
Jawas and Nest. It's like, oh God.
Some epic losses. Anyway, so today we wanted to talk about something other than just how awesome our streams were. Marvel Strike Force is another mobile game some of you guys may have heard of. And we're not going to be covering Marvel Strike Force in this video, but we did want to talk about something significant that happened in the Marvel Strike Force community, and that is that they are getting live PvP.
Or a better way to phrase it is sandbox mode. It's an inter-guild sandbox mode and friend sandbox mode.
Right.
You're probably the best person to describe this to everyone, Mobile Gamer, because you are in that community. So can you tell everyone a little bit about what that is and kind of, I want to talk about what this means for Galaxy of Heroes potentially.
Okay, so 2 things is that they're launching it with basically anybody in your contacts list or inside of your guild, you can do a battle. And the cool thing about the battles is that you can actually have like ban lists, so you can ban characters.
So awesome.
And so that you
no gas.
Yeah, you
no
can
Darth
say
Revan.
no Malik,
no
Ness.
Grievous.
Yeah.
No Cup.
And my understanding is it's a direct copy of a format that is in Summoner's Wars, and
another game just like this.
Yeah, and then people don't know this. There's a game that's actually bigger than Galaxy of Heroes that was like the predecessor, and it's actually a much larger game, especially in like Japan and Korea.
And it's been around what, 2 years longer?
Yeah, and I think it's like some crazy numbers, like well over $1 billion, like way over $1 billion in revenue. And it's a very large game, and I've seen esports tournaments and competitions, and it looks like a full ESPN like setup with that game. And I'm gonna say this right now, I wouldn't be surprised if Galaxy of Heroes was currently working on it, or if it was something they had thought about strongly. Because at the end of the day, if I think about Grand Arena, nothing in this game has motivated me to spend as much as Grand Arena.
100% agree.
I mean, when it's tied to your guild, it's just kind of, you get lost in that 50 players.
Yeah.
You're not directly accountable.
Or the Arena Shard, it's so limited to one team. Not the full roster. I mean, on my Hyperdrive bundle account, I'm focused on Arena, but where I'm focusing all of my effort is Grand Arena. Yeah. Like I blitzed a Geo team and nobody can beat it right now.
Oh yeah.
Even though it's like low gear, because nobody has Treya, they can't beat
16 times 5. I mean, 20 times 5. You're 100 characters deep really easily on 100 characters deep on a Grand Arena stream, and it's smart. It's the part of the game I enjoy the most. And so this 1 versus 1 mode can be drafted in a million different ways, but Summoner's Wars is the main mode. And
do they do 1v1 for?
I haven't actually looked into it that much.
Okay.
I remember looking at it maybe like 6 months ago, and I thought that was cool, and it was done very much like an ESPN style. Where they had like a reporter and they had all these people on a stage and they were playing and they were doing this tournament, and what they're launching in Marvel Strike Force, from what everybody's saying, it's the same type of thing.
Right.
And they were launching it initially as solely in your contact list, your friends, and in inter-guild. And they pitched it as, initially it's going to be just a sandbox mode. Like basically you can play against your friends, and they're going to launch it that way so that later...
Get used to it for now.
Get used to it, yeah. And right on the screen, it showed like a reject list and a ban list, like where you could ban certain characters, build teams, and that way you could have unusual team compositions where you wouldn't have predicted how things are going to play out, because it keeps away from the tediousness.
If something like this were to come to Galaxy of Heroes, Arnold, what do you think that would mean for the game?
Well, here's the thing. I know I tweeted this on my Twitter account, and there's people that really do not want to see a real-time PvP mode. But once I clarify this is just inter-guild sandbox mode, they're like, oh, I totally want that.
Yeah.
The problem people are having with the real-time PvP is they're like, it's just going to come down to mods. That's not going to be fun. I don't want rewards attached to it. But once you start changing the conversation, saying, no, this is just for you, your guild, and your friends, have friendly competition, do some testing before a territory or grand arena, just learn new characters. Because with arena, you have to waste crystals and possibly your rank, because if you put something on defense as a test, you might fall down. Grand arena can cost the whole entire thing just by experimenting.
Right.
And just for content creators, like I could think of a million different ways hosting private tournaments for the community or something.
Well,
that possibilities are endless.
Those live streams, the community component of a game, that's what really keeps a game going.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, I think if you think about that ESPN feel you talked about for Summoners War, that game's been around 2 years longer than Galaxy of Heroes. Their community seems to be thriving. When I look at videos on YouTube and their content creators, there's just so much available there.
Well, I think there's two sides to it. I mean, the main thing for me is that whoever's piloting the battle always has a strategic advantage because the AI is poor. That's eliminated.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
and then once you start putting mods in there, now it's going to come down to who has the better mods.
And then it's kind of weird.
It's kind of like that as it is now, but then when it's live PvP and both sides are strategically thinking through things.
Well, the downside to PvP is playing against a person that is slow or intentionally delaying the battle.
There's ways to fix that though. Like I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, it's real-time PvP. There's a clock. You have so much time to do a turn. If you don't do it,
you have to build in it. If you are entering into a live PvP mode, you have to have that mindset.
And then
if
they disconnect, you win the battle. So there's ways to adjust it. It's not like you're sitting there. They're not going to drain the whole 5 minutes away from you.
Well, but if you're thinking about an arena match today, right now, it's the tempo is very fast. I mean, the AI computer responds instantly after your move, right? And there's no, okay, I made my move, hurry up. Even if it's waiting 20 seconds, so I think the pacing of it's going to change a little bit.
This is why I want it so much in this game, is because we're locked into thinking through these battles strategically in such a specific way, because in every single situation we ever face, we are facing a computer in every single situation. And so there's an element of strategy that we have never been able to experience because there's no live PvP. It would be completely different. And this is something that the devs talked about in the Q&A, is bringing in a new game mode that is new game modes in the plural, that is not just slapping a new UI on old content, but just completely new ways to play the game.
And I think it's a logical progression for them because at the end of the day, building a new raid, it's beatable after a certain period of time. And they have to invest a huge amount of resources to build a raid. And then when it's done, it's done. Like, I mean, when's the last time Rancor has been important to you?
Well, and that's why I'm hoping they're investing in something that is a little more evergreen, because while a lot of people always talk about, let's get a new raid, I'm kind of excited about that idea. But for exactly what you just cited,
in about a year,
new raid comes. It's dead after a certain amount of, like right now, who cares about the Sith raid? When was the last time, both of you, when was the last time you went in the Sith raid?
I tried General Anakin Skywalker for fun, but beyond that, it's like,
nothing, right?
Yeah.
But like, when was the last time you went into Grand Arena and enjoyed it?
Oh, all the time,
30 minutes ago.
Yeah, just about
So, and that content is old at this point. I mean, that's been around for how long now? And so...
And if it becomes a system, let's say, about drafting certain teams or drafting characters where you have a twofold experience where not only do you want to play smart in the individual battles, but choosing and picking the matchups that are favorable and coming up against random-ish type teams where it's not this cookie-cutter team that's, the same Sith Empire versus 501st, or whatever, right? It's actually, it's like, no, you're going to have a Jolie lead with a Doku. You know what I mean? You don't know.
A Doku. I mean, you think of it like this, real-time PvP. Like real-time PvP, we feel pretty comfortable bringing Jedi against Grievous because the Grievous AI doesn't really focus on Jolie. I would not do Jedi Knight Revan versus Grievous real-time because the person that knows what they're doing, they're going to unload Droideka and Jolie, and then you're done. You're done. The AI has a 20% chance of doing that, and most of the time they're not doing it. So that's the thing I'd love to see, because it's forcing you to do General Anakin Skywalker, Padme, or Darth Revan against Grievous at that point, because those are really the only 3 hard counters no matter what.
That is exactly why I want live PvP, because there's this whole layer of strategy that we've never had to consider when you're going against that. And there's probably team compositions, meta teams that are yet to be theory crafted, that we just stuff that will counter how somebody's going to respond to certain things that we're just not using right now, because we just always are locked in that mindset of going against the AI.
There's 1,000 different things you can do with it, and I think in games where there's definitely an arena meta that is always the same, right? In
Sure.
a squad arena, it's not going to be that. It's going to be
It'd be different.
It's going to be dumbed down, and you're going to have to think about it. Not dumbed down, but it's not going to be top tier versus top tier. It might be. What if it's like Cup versus Mob Enforcer?
Yeah.
It could be something like, it could be those type of teams, Tuscans versus Jawas. It's going to be something different where you're using characters probably in your roster you haven't used in a long time.
I think, like you've said several times in this video, it's a logical progression for this game.
Very much so, yeah.
And Marvel Strike Force, I think more than anything, is showing us that CG can no longer say that this is not something that is possible for them to do. If Marvel Strike Force is doing it, this game can also do it.
I'll give Capital Games a little bit of credit, because I do follow Marvel Strike Force. Like, I praise Marvel Strike Force for starting to make progress towards helping newer players get legendary characters. Well, Capital Games did 5 times better than that with the Journey Guide.
The Journey Guide. Well, I've been telling Fox Next, let's get a Hyperdrive bundle in Marvel Strike Force.
Marvel Strike Force isn't all sunshine and daisies,
Guide,
but I think. I'm pretty sure Capital Games, they're working on something. It has to be some sort of logical progression for Grand Arena Champions. And I got to give them some credit. I feel like they're seeing what Marvel Strike Force is doing. They're like, we could definitely do it. They take the Apple first. They let other people come out with it first, but they'll make it better. They'll make a better UI. They'll make a better device. And
hey, I'm okay with that. I like Apple better. So yeah, go ahead.
Apple approach. Shamelessly take someone else's idea and make it better, So I think there's a big possibility.
Don't let there be any pride in here. Like, it's okay. Like, it's not an original concept. I mean, obviously Marvel Strike was taking it from somewhere else. And everybody took this concept from Summoner's War. So, all right. Well, hopefully we see live PvP in the game at some point. We still have a lot of new content to hit in Galaxy of Heroes this year. Hopefully, I don't think Assault Battles was what they had in mind.
that's all the content you're getting. Enjoy those few relic pieces.
Yep. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for us on this video. Any closing comments, guys? Anything
Wail harder.
Wail harder.
Yeah. Stay pure. I don't know what's your say.
Virginity is cool.
Version harder.
Abstain harder.
Abstain harder.
I'm gonna end this video. Right?